everyone, and welcome back to the Unbothered podcast, where we like to chat about America's fifth sport, MTV's The Challenge. And today we have a special guest with us. We are interviewing the one and only Carley Mundt. You may remember her as Carley Johnson. She won alongside with Landon on the Fresh Meat 2 Challenge. Thank you for joining us, Carley.
Thank you for having us.
And I always like to add in the little applause. If you're not following us already, everybody listening, check us out on YouTube, the Unbothered Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also find us on Facebook at The Challenge Unbothered or Entertainment Unbothered. We're also on Instagram at The Challenge Unbothered and on Twitter, UnbotheredPod1. So check us out, like us, join us, subscribe, all that good stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. As I said, we do have Carley here with us. Again, thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday morning. And how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing good.
Good. I know it's a little bit early. It's like 10 a.m. there. I don't know how you're awake.
I wake up. I have kids, so I don't know what sleeping in is. It's been years.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't have kids yet. So
yeah.
I just have my cat that wakes me up when he wants to eat. So kind of just to jump right into it, obviously we know you best from the Challenge Fresh Meat 2, where you were one of several rookies on the second season of Fresh Meat. You got partnered with Landon. You guys ended up winning. How did you get cast for Fresh Meat 2? Like, how did that work?
So basically I was living in Minneapolis and I was looking for somewhere to move. I had no idea what I was doing. And I think I was on Craigslist, actually. And I went on Craigslist and I started applying for different modeling promotion jobs and just jobs everywhere all over the US. And turns out what it was a casting call for Bad Girls Club. So they must do the same show or something. So I made it all the way to the finals, and it turns out I just wasn't bad enough. I'm too mellow and chill and laid back for that crazy shit. So I was kind of bummed out, really. I was like, oh man, I made it this far. I did all these interviews. I put in a lot of effort, and just to be told no. And after that, I remember I was working at the Sturgis bike rally in South Dakota, and I got a call. They're like, hey, you want to do this thing called The Challenge? And I was like, all right, I don't know what it is, but sign me up. And yeah, and then 2 weeks later, I think I flew out. So.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I used to love the Bad Girls Club.
yeah. I actually did too. But do they still obviously don't have that, right?
I don't think so.
No, I think
not for a while.
So.
I think that's what happened. I think that was the same thing that happened with Cara Maria, if I'm not mistaken, if I don't remember it correctly.
I think Sandy and Sydney, one of those two as well, I think.
Yeah.
Actually. So yeah. So
I think
didn't
it's
even
the same
know.
production company that did the challenge. And well, that's interesting, because I know with a lot of other like Fresh Meat rookies, like on the first season especially, a lot of them were alternates for like a real world season or Real Rules. Wow. Huh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I didn't even know. Like, I don't watch TV. I didn't know any, which just gave me like kind of a disadvantage because I didn't know what the hell I was getting into. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. And honestly, I wasn't prepared. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't know puzzles. I didn't know these people. So even when Landon picked me, everybody's like, oh my God, you're so lucky. And I was like, okay, like, why?
But look how it worked out for you.
yeah. So kind of being naive, I think it was like in my favor that my expectations weren't very high, and I just kind of rolled with it. So
what were some first impressions that you had when you entered the challenge house with not just your fellow Fresh Meat rookies, but for some of the vets? Just like, I guess, who kind of stood out to you, like in a positive way or a negative way, if you remember?
Yeah, I do remember when we first got there, it was just the Fresh Meat people, and we were in this like army tent, and it was freezing because we're in British Columbia. And I know there was some people that I really didn't click with, Laurel. So just right from the start, we just did not get along. But Sydney and Sandy were always my close friends, and Cara Maria. But once we got into the house, or once we met the vets, I had no idea. I didn't know who they were, what their past was. I had nothing to compare them to. But obviously Landon and I got along great. Ryan was really cool. I liked Paula. Evelyn was probably my favorite. She actually came and visited me for one Christmas. She was driving through, and my whole small little town was so excited to meet her. So it was super cool. But yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you know, I'm not surprised that you didn't click with Laurel. I don't think many people probably do.
Yeah, she's a special one. So
At first, she seems very, very interesting.
yeah.
Do you still talk to Landon?
I haven't talked to him. He's not like a social media type person.
Yeah.
And I had his email, and allegedly he's like 4 hours away from me, which is crazy because everybody is so far from where I live. But no, I haven't. I thought about reaching out to him, but I wouldn't even know where to start. So
He lives in Denver, right?
I live in Nebraska, but yeah, allegedly Landon's in Denver, but I don't know.
I live in Denver and I have not run into him.
Oh, you have not. See, the last I knew he was like doing like a pedicab company and like a mountain bike thing, and I got nothing. So
Frankie, Amanda also lives in Denver, and you've never ran into her either. So
I know, I'm so upset. I haven't ran into anyone.
He tries to stalk her.
Maybe you'll just have to add Landon to your list, and then you
I know.
can FaceTime all of us when you run into him. So just in general, because you were partnered with Landon, I mean, a lot of the challenge fandom loves him. He always has come off like a really supportive partner. What was it like working with him from your experience? Did you find that he was relatively supportive compared to how some other people treated their partners? Was there any friction?
No, he was a dream. He was very understanding, very patient, very motivating, everything you can want in a partner, honestly. Just he was a perfect guy, just the whole time. There was no issues. He never like raised his voice. He never called me names. He was just there, and I think it worked, obviously, because it's just what I needed to stick right with him.
Yeah. Take note, other people that are in the challenge, on how to treat your partner.
Yeah. I didn't think
Screaming and berating people. That's not the way to get somebody to.
Yeah, that doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Some people it might, but for me, I like the positive reinforcement and the support. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, trust me. If I had a partner that was screaming and cussing at me, I would probably just throw them off the nearest cliff.
Do the opposite.
And just be like, well, guess
Yeah.
I'm going home. My partner's gone. Don't know what to tell you. So what was it kind of like, I guess, so after you like lived that experience and then you had to rewatch it on TV, like as it aired, like what was it like watching yourself on TV, especially like with the editing? Was there anything weird that stuck out to you, or things that they cut that you're like, I don't understand why that didn't air?
No, when I first originally watched it, it was really cool, like because I come from a small town, so I have a lot of like support from my small town, and people are so excited. But I watched it with my kids the other day, and I didn't realize how kid friendly it was. My husband was like, you better turn that off, cover their eyes. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, looking back, and I was like, my makeup was terrible, my hair extensions were terrible, my fucking jewelry was terrible. It's like looking at like a 1980s freaking yearbook to me right now. I'm like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. But at the time watching it was exciting and it was fun and I really enjoyed it. But I had a crazy boyfriend at the time that was hating on everything. So that kind of ruined it. But
do you think it would have been a different experience if social media was what it is now back then? Like, with Twitter and everybody's on Instagram, and it seems wilder.
I just got recently back into since All Stars came out and I had COVID. I was like, I have nothing better to do. So that's when I actually started watching. Again, it was very recently, and becoming involved more in the challenge world. And I've been seeing tweets from like, God, Tori and Amanda, and I'm like, holy shit, these bitches are crazy. Like, how in the fuck? Like, what is going on? Like, and all the like, you have to watch your P's and Q's now. Like,
yeah, I
hear they go back like to MySpace days to make sure you didn't use any like bad words or like racist. Oh yeah, like holy, like, yeah. So it's crazy nowadays. Like,
they're pulling stuff that people wrote like 10 years ago.
I know, and that's
people can change so much in that amount of time.
Like, I don't know who the hell I was 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely different person, and I'm sure I've been drunk, and I'm sure I've like these other people and said some stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but thank God none of that was captured on video / Twitter / Instagram, because like your past will literally haunt you nowadays.
So you mentioned All Stars, so you are watching it?
Yeah. I watched season 1 and it was amazing. And my family and I actually watched season 2 when it came out the other night, and I loved it. It was amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any calls for it? Yeah.
Yeah. But the actual challenge, I seriously only watched my season. That was it. I feel like if I'm go on All Stars, I need to binge watch the whole thing, because there's always trivia and I'm like, I have no fucking clue. None at all.
Yeah. I mean, you can always just use Wikipedia to like brush up on your
I'll
challenge,
do some studying.
like info.
I think it might be rough to watch like season 1 with like, I don't know, like the video, and like it'll be like a cartoon basically.
And it's really hard to find the seasons before season 10, because obviously like season 10 and onward are on Paramount Plus and stuff, so it's like really hard to find the really early seasons. Like you usually have to go on YouTube or Daily Motion or find like some Google Drive that people have it on. But speaking of All Stars, have you been, I don't know if you can tell us, have you been contacted in the past to go on either of these 2 All Star seasons?
I don't know. I'm crossing my
Would you go?
Yeah, I'm ready, which is crazy because like I said, the first time, fresh meat, didn't know anything, didn't know what I was getting into. And now I think I have a consistent workout plan. I'm in way better health, way better shape, way better mental state. Back then I was partying every day. I didn't go to a gym. I was not athletic. I was never raised athletic, never did sports. But now it's been a constant like 5 years that I've been pretty much consistently going to the gym and eating healthy and kind of got my shit together.
So if you were partying and not working out and everything and you still
I know, I don't know how the hell.
What could you do now?
I have no idea. I literally don't know. Looking back, I'm like, how did I not, like I never ran, I never worked out, I didn't have a fitness membership. I was working at a nightclub in Vegas, drinking every night. So
wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Landon's got superpowers, or I just pulled some shit out of my ass and I liked it. I gave everything I had, and apparently it was enough.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. And that's pretty impressive actually, that you're like, I didn't do any of these things and hey, we won. So like I can only imagine how well you would do now for sure.
We're gonna start a hashtag, we want Carley.
Yeah. We'll start it. Instead of we want OGs, we want Carley.
Yeah, but no, I'm super stoked about All Stars. I'm kind of hoping like the people they bring back are kind of, I don't know, let themselves go and didn't really, because that's what happens when you get older, you know. And I feel like I'm opposite. I feel like I look better, I feel better, I'm in better health, and it's been 10 years, so I'm definitely ready.
Yeah, it seems to be, it can go. I mean, obviously we all watched the premiere of All Stars too, and I was just like, they all look better than they did,
right? It's crazy. Yeah.
When they were first on the show, like they look fantastic. Like freaking Janelle looks amazing. And it's just it's mind-blowing. I mean, we all love seeing people that we haven't seen in like 10, 12, 15 years coming back, and it's just reinvigorating to the energy and just the vibe. You're not missing much with the regular season. It's started to kind of go a little, it's getting too gimmicky over the last few seasons, sadly enough. Did you receive phone calls for any seasons after Fresh Meat 2? Like, did they try to get you to come back?
I did. I was supposed to do Cutthroat, and I remember flying out to LA, but my life was kind of a mess right after that, because I moved from Vegas to my hometown because my ex-boyfriend was crazy and abusive, and so I was kind of like in a bad spot, and I was drinking and whatnot, but God, they just never called me back. I made it, I did all this stuff and I was ready to go, and then they just never called me. So they're all right. And then same thing with Battle of the Seasons. I was supposed to do it, and last minute they pulled me for some reason. They didn't say or give me a reason why, but I had t-shirts printed and everything, and I was ready to go. And then they like allegedly they put like a bumper sticker that said Cara Maria, and she replaced me. So I
Yeah.
no idea if somebody just decided last minute, like, hey, maybe Cara Maria became available, or I wasn't an alternate. I don't know if they had alternates back then, but yeah, I'll never know. So
They did, because the fresh meat team, I think, was a last minute throw together, because it was supposed to have been
Camilla was on it too, I guess.
Yeah.
And she wasn't even fresh meat, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because Real World Sydney was supposed to be one of the teams on Battle of the Seasons, but I think it was Isaac got like deadly sick like right before. They couldn't even get off the bus, and then they brought in the fresh meat team. I would have rather had you than Camilla, like you and Cara Maria, and then of course Brandon and Big Easy. I think that would have been a good
Yeah,
team.
I honestly don't know what happened, so I don't know. I just kind of, after that, I was like, all right, so I've made it this close twice, so I just kind of gave up at that point. I'm like, it wasn't meant to.
MTV is notorious, or Buna Marie, whomever, seems to be very notorious with not automatically inviting back the female champion from the previous season. They still do that shit to this day. And it boggles all of our minds. We don't understand. We don't understand why. Were there any fun moments for you that we didn't see on Fresh Meat 2 that like you remember, and like for whatever reason they cut it out? Like anything crazy that happened?
Not really. The condiment fight with Evelyn was probably one of the craziest things that happened. So I mean, I'm not really involved. I didn't hook up with anybody. I just didn't I didn't start fighting. I'm not very not controversial, but I don't confront people. Like I did Laurel at the reunion because I don't know, I had a couple drinks in me, and yeah.
Liquid courage.
Yeah, and all the shit going on. But other than that, no. I was just yeah, no, there were some moments that I had. I don't remember my exile, the dark blackout one. Don't remember it. I was literally blacked out in the blackout. So yeah. So watching them, like, oh my God, wow, okay.
I just want to apologize. My dogs are in here barking. So sorry. If you hear them, sorry.
We'll forgive Jax. We'll forgive him.
Yeah.
Is there anybody from your season that you still talk to pretty regularly?
No, not really. Like on Twitter and stuff. I talked to Vinny probably the most, but he's going I think he's going through some tough times right now. Just I don't know. I don't know what he's doing with his life, but yeah, he's probably one of the closest ones. I follow Brandon and Sandy and Sydney and Luke and pretty much everybody on social media. I think Cara Maria is too popular and cool for me, but Camilla is actually from Nebraska, or she went to school in Nebraska, so we kind of had that thing in common. But same with Tyree, he's from Nebraska too. So
wow.
Yeah, so we kind of
a lot of people from Nebraska.
That's so weird,
right? I think Laura or Lauren or somebody's also from Nebraska.
Wow.
So yeah.
Did Nebraska just churning out the challenge?
No, yeah, we should
challenge
have
competitors.
Battle of the States or something, and Nebraska country strong will win. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be actually kind of cool if they did that. Like a challenge battle of the states, and you get people that are like either from the state.
Massachusetts would be a shit show for sure.
Well, you'd have CT, you'd have Cara, you'd have probably some others. Florida would be, and Texas would be stacked.
Yeah,
because of the people.
New York, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Florida would also be a little crazy.
Yeah, they would be. The people from Florida. That's true. They would probably all like jump on each other. So obviously we haven't seen you since Fresh Meat 2. So what have you kind of been up to between then and now? I know you said you're married, you have kids. Like, did you start a new career? Like, I don't know, kind of take us through like where you've been.
Okay, what was that? 2011. So 2011, I moved out of Vegas and back home for a little bit. And then I moved to Denver, but that shit's too expensive for me. I could not afford it. And I was working at Coyote Ugly Bar, and it was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. And one day I'm like, screw this. I'm going home. I'm going to go back, figure out my life and whatever. And in the meantime, I met my husband. So here I am, still in Nebraska. But we met in like 2012, 2013. We got married 2015 in Iceland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I had my first daughter my first daughter in 15, and then my second daughter in 2017. So, and I started working on the railroad. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I have a career. 2015 is when I started there too. So I got like 7-8 years in, is that right? Math. But yeah, it's a pretty steady job. I mean, we have like early retirement, 401k.
Well, what do you do?
So I work in a warehouse and I'm in charge of parts repairable. It's kind of complicated. So like if a engine or something, a water pump needs repaired, I ship it out to get refurbished, basically, and I track all the parts. And
so, question: when you participated on our group's selfie page and you were wearing the hat,
yes,
was that legit or?
Yeah, no, I have to wear that every day, which is kind of a blessing because I don't have to do my hair, I don't have to do my makeup. I literally wear it's terrible now because we have a mask, we have our eyeglasses, we have our ear protection, we have our safety hat. So it's just kind of literally
10 pounds on your head.
I know, it's terrible. But yeah, and then we have to have like safety vests and like steel toe boots, and
oh my
god.
So
yeah, it's a dirty job for sure. So it's not glamorous by any means.
But that's okay because you know you're gonna have strong neck muscles.
Yeah,
when you're on All Stars in the future.
No
There's any challenge where you have to like hold your head straight. Carly's like, I got this in the bag. I've been training for this. That's great.
What
go ahead, Frankie.
What did you do with your earnings that you won from Fresh Meat 2? What was like the first thing you bought?
Oh my god. I actually just put it all in the bank, honestly. It was literally in the bank for like a whole year before I even touched it. The whole thing. I should have invested it, but I'm scared. Like I lived in Vegas and I never gambled. I am not a gambler. So I'm like, well, I can get some interest slowly but surely. And it just sat there for a long time. And then when I was moving out of Vegas, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna travel the world. So I used that money to travel, and I think went to 30 different countries by myself and with some friends. So Europe, Asia, Thailand, Australia. I just basically went by myself and saw the world. So
that's amazing.
That is fantastic.
So what was it, 70 grand after taxes or something, and then probably spent like 20 traveling, and then when I met my husband, we put 50 grand down on my house. So
that's smart though.
Yeah.
What was your favorite place you visited?
Mm-hmm.
I love Thailand. The food, the people, it was super cheap. The weather, like it's awesome. But I also love Mexico just because the job I have, we don't get a lot of time, and it's the closest place from Denver, which is our port, to fly out of around here. So it's like a 2-hour flight, and it's cheap, and I know basic Spanish, and then of course Iceland, but we got married there, so I was only there for like a week, and it was total freaking chaos because I had like 20 people there, and I was getting married. I was stressed out, so I'll have to go back there someday, but it was definitely beautiful. So
I would love to visit Iceland. They do like like hunting tours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I would love to do that. I mean, obviously, you know.
Yeah, it is cold.
I know.
It is freaking cold. I remember.
I'm okay with that.
Dress. Yeah, they have lots of waterfalls, and we were there in April, and that was my wedding dress, and freezing my ass off, but it made for good pictures, so it was worth it.
Yes. Yeah, no, I would love to go to Iceland. I'd love to go to a lot of countries. I just can't right now, but it's okay. Oh God, what was I gonna ask? I forgot what I was gonna ask. Do you have a question, Tia, while I like try to remember the question that was on the tip of my tongue?
Well, I guess the question is actually for Frankie. Does he have his list of questions that he wants to ask?
I have a couple.
Our rando questions.
Yeah.
Help us to get to know you.
He's been pretty quiet. I'm gonna put him on the spot.
Too early.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it really is. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
Oh my God. Why are they the hard questions? Oh my God. I don't even know.
We can come back to it.
Okay, yeah, go back.
Yeah,
That
we
was
can
a
go back
hard one.
You
I don't
guys
know,
stumped her.
You should have like gave me like a heads up. I don't know. I basically have everything I need right now that makes me happy. So I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll move on to the next one. What's the strangest thing? What's the strangest thing in your refrigerator?
Strangest thing in my refrigerator. Oh my God. Well, I hope, honestly, on the next challenge, if I get invited to a next challenge, I hope it's one of those eating challenges because I will eat some fucked up shit. Like, I probably have some expired old stuff, and I'll try to feed it to my husband, and he will throw a fit. But I'll be like, it's fine. It's only 3 months expired. Like, just cut off the mold. We're good. Like.
Oh no.
He will freak out. And I'm like, oh, moldy cheese, you're good. Just chop off the mold and you're good to go. But he'll lose his mind. And I'm always trying to like feed him things like, and he gets mad at me. So yeah, I'm sure there's some gnarly stuff in there that I'm not afraid to eat.
Good, because they eat some nasty shit.
I know,
On
they're
those
always eating
eating
that shit. I'm like, dude, I can do that all day long.
Oh, I couldn't. I would die.
That's people's downfall. I wouldn't be able to.
I know, I really hope. Yeah, even the pepper one. Like, I grew up on spicy foods. Like, my mom would like give people spicy shit like at holidays and stuff just to watch them in pain. She's crazy like that. Like, she'd get off on watching people. Yeah, for real. She's like, oh, you want to try this peanut brittle? It has like ghost peppers in it. Like, and then people would sit there like dying, and she'd be like laughing her ass off. So
yeah. Remind me never to go to one of your mom's parties.
Right?
Because I'm terrified.
I love spicy, so you can invite me.
Yeah, for real. They didn't have water though. That's the thing that might be a little tough, but
That's true. What was your favorite childhood toy growing up? Did you like have one?
Toy. Oh my God. As a kid, I remember my glowworm. That thing was pimp. The little glowworms that were super cute. And then Furbies were always the cool thing. Kind of an 80s baby. So Tamagotchis. I remember that specifically. Yeah. So.
And Furbies.
Yeah, and anything animals. My parents supported my animal addiction with critters, and I always had like animals and hamsters and rats and hedgehogs and stuff like that kept me busy.
Same.
Yeah,
I had pet rats too.
Do I have what?
Do you have pets now?
I have 11 backyard chickens, and I have a 3-legged hairless dog named Mushu. Yeah. And then we adopted a black lab. So
I love black labs. They're my favorite.
We always, when we do interviews, we always end up talking about pets.
We do.
Yeah, my chickens are pretty cool. I got them during the beginning of the COVID thing, and because everybody's freaking out, and my husband bought like 600 pounds of beans because he thought we were all gonna die and we were gonna survive off of these dry beans from the bean farm. And I was like, oh my God. So we got chickens, and I still have them, and they're really cool. They're like dogs. Like, they're super chill, and they all have like their own personalities, and like they'll come up to you and like, I don't like, you walk outside and they attack you basically because they want food. They know you have something good, but they do shit a lot, which I hate. So I'm always cleaning their cage. But other than that, they're super cool animals.
Yeah, that's what my husband wants, chickens. But I'm actually, I love animals, but I'm a little bit afraid of birds and like,
oh my gosh,
fowl.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of glad we got them because my kids, they'll like haul them around like dogs basically. And my mom was always afraid of birds. So I'm like, well, you know, like it's cool to like introduce them when they're little. So
yeah. Do you have to like file down their beaks though? I've heard that you have to do that. Oh
no, not that. No, I'm no chicken expert. They've survived, so I think I'm doing all right. But I think the pecking, the food, and like stuff like that. But eat. Chickens are weird animals. Like, I feed them chicken and they love it. And I feed them their
cannibals.
I feed them their own eggs, and it's so weird. Like, just thinking about it, it's like really good protein, but yeah.
Are you supposed to do that? Like, it's good for them?
Yeah, it's protein. Yeah.
You just scramble up their dead eggs.
Yeah. So if I have eggs that because I can't eat that many eggs, and so I just recycle them. But yeah, they love them. So whatever. They're pretty good for composting everything, and I love that. So I don't get so mad at my children for not eating their dinner because I'm like, oh well, it's just chicken food now. So.
Some people feed their leftovers to pigs.
Yeah.
Carley feeds them to chickens.
Yes.
Do you have another random question, Frankie? If not, I have some.
Yeah, I can. If it feels like your birthday or Christmas and someone gave you an elephant as a gift, what would you do with it? Do you keep it? Do you get rid of it?
An elephant?
An elephant.
Like a literal elephant.
Like a real elephant, like from a zoo or wherever they're from.
Wherever they're from.
Africa? I don't know. Like, I don't think I could financially support an elephant at this time in my life. Like, I don't think I have the space for one, and I think it would be a terrible life for an elephant. So I would definitely put it in a sanctuary in Thailand or something. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite sports team?
I don't watch sports. I don't. Nebraska Cornhuskers, just because I have to, you know. Born and raised here, so go Huskers.
Is that college football?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We don't have
want
any
college.
but the Huskers, so yeah.
My final question is, if you could interview a famous person, who would you interview?
Elton John. He is my fave. Sir Elton.
Good answer.
Yes, I have been a fan of him forever. So he's seen some shit. He's been through some shit, and he's a great guy. So I think it'd be a really fun interview with him.
I agree. I think Sir Elton John is great.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
If you were on a future season of the challenge and you got to make your own team, like there's a team of 5 and you're one of the 5 and you get to pick 2 other females and 2 males, who would you pick?
Oh my god, I don't know if I know these people, so
I can even be the people you've seen on All Stars. That's fine.
Okay, so clearly it'd be Landon, obviously.
Smart choice.
I do Landon and maybe Darrell. Like, I like his vibe. He's positive, fun guy. Landon Darrell.
Yeah, he's good. He kicks ass.
Yeah. Girl wise, Jonay's got, like, I don't have a very good political game, so I need somebody good at politics. Like either Jonay, Jemmy, I don't know. It's hard for me to. I know she's good at politics, but I don't know if we'd get along. So I'd probably go with Janae, and then, but she's not a very strong competitor, I don't think. She might be now. Cara Maria, just because we got along on Fresh Meat too. And she's strong. She's really strong and athletic. So
yeah, then you'll definitely want John A for the political stuff. Love Cara, but she sucks at it.
Yeah, so I think we need like one from every single aspect there that would make us a strong team.
That would be a
mishmash
team. Yeah,
it would be. From your season, if you can remember, do you have a certain daily that was like your favorite and your least favorite?
Oh man, I think it's called Airheads, the one where we went down the ramp and then we flew down the ramp, then we went in the water and we looked at the Tetris puzzle and flew back. That was a lot of fun just because you got to go down a water ramp, and we won it, of course. And then even, I don't know if it'd be my favorite, but the first challenge that I won, the daily that I won, was the water one where we went in that ice cold water and people are wigging out. And I'm like, dude, you guys are pussies. Like, what's going on here? And I mean, it was cold and it sucked, but I think just because I won it, that's probably one of my favorite ones too. So the ones that I've won. So I don't got a lot to compare to either. So
how did it, when you guys did win that final, who was the first person that you called?
I think my mom. It was definitely, probably my mom and my dad.
Were you able to tell them that you won?
I think we signed something that says we're not supposed to or something. So, but obviously it was my parents. So I was like, hey, don't tell anybody, but
I won.
Yeah, which I don't know. Nobody believed me, by the way. Nobody thought I would win. My boyfriend at the time was like, I'll see you in a week. I was like, fuck off.
What an asshole.
Right? For real.
Glad he's your ex. I mean, now it's a lot harder for people to keep it under wraps. Like we're a group, we know all the spoilers.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I've been following. I was like, how in the hell do these people know this shit? Like, I don't understand. Like, they must have some radar, must be stalking people. I don't know. It's crazy to me that, yeah. So it's hard to avoid, actually.
Yeah,
I don't want to know who wins. I'm like, okay, just kidding. I already know.
I think there's somebody in production that feeds information to.
Which I'm surprised they've been letting that. I mean, because they gotta know, right? I don't know.
I think it was like a few seasons ago. Somebody was trying to find out who these people were. It didn't work.
Oh god,
because they still release all the info,
yeah.
all the tea. And I mean, it can't be, because we've all speculated, like, who do we think so and so is? Who do we think so and so is? And it can't be a cast member because it's different. It's not always the same people on every season. So, we need to get somebody in production. I mean, we're not mad at it.
Yeah.
Keep letting us know. Yeah, because like they would do the things where they wouldn't reveal who the winner was till the reunion, and it's like, dude, we all already know. Like,
yeah, which is weird. Like, I can see you following like people's like social media when they get home and stuff, but it's like, how do they know who actually won? Like, that's the hard part. Hey,
and some people will have like a family or friend run their social media while they're gone, so it doesn't look like that they're gone. And it's like, well, we know that you're not there.
Right.
It's social media sleuthing.
Yeah, I looked back on Vevmo or whatever the other day, and like, even when they found out who the fresh meat people were, I was like, how the hell do these people know, like, out of all these millions of people out there, who is on the show now? So I don't know, even back then, somebody knew something. But
yeah, I can't believe it's been going that long that we've been getting spoilers. It always feels like it's only been the last couple of years, but I'm like sitting here, I'm like, no, I've known spoilers for years and years before I got into the social media part of the fandom. I don't really have any other questions. Is there any other stories that you want to share from your time on the challenge or with any cast?
If you guys could have any kind of challenge, what would you like to see on the next challenge? Basically, like, which teams or which setup, or what's your dream challenge?
Well, I want to see them return to on the main show where the losing team automatically goes into elimination.
That'd be nice. For real.
I'm sick of the same teams getting thrown in when they're performing well, and like the last place losers just get to skate by, or they'll throw the challenge and nothing happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Less rookies. I actually really liked most of the rookies from this season that's currently airing. My problem is more along with the vets, but I think having 19 rookies on a season, especially when we don't know most of them,
it's hard to follow.
It's not like it's a fresh meat thing either. Yeah, I heard it was supposed to be like a version of Cutthroat this season on the regular show, but they nixed it in the beginning because there were so many goddamn rookies that they felt like we wouldn't get a chance to know them. So then they switched it up and made it like Cutthroat like halfway through. And it's been weird. There's just certain vets I would like to see come back, and certain ones I want to see put on the bench for a season or two.
Yeah.
There's a lot I don't want to come back for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'll name them.
I mean
the Big Brother people. I don't want any of the Big Brother people back.
You know what's crazy? So when I was doing my casting for this or whatever, one of my best friends at the time, Rachel Riley, I don't know if you guys know her,
but that name.
So we met in like 2008 at a Sturgis bike rally, and we were both doing a calendar for bikini modeling and motorcycles, right? So we became good friends, and I moved into Vegas to be friends with her, and I was doing my casting and she was helping me do my casting. And I was really butthurt because the casting manager's like, who is this girl? I want this girl to be on the show. And I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, she's helping me. This is my thing, whatever. And then they had me ask her if she wanted to do the challenge, and she declined it. And later went on Big Brother and won Big Brother, was an all-star, Amazing Race, whatever. So I think it would be really cool, like, if they did do Big Brother, like, I'd want to be your partner. We're both champions. I think it'd be really cool and we were both friends before we were even on reality TV shows. But that's like the only Big Brother. Oh, and then Lane. I used to hang out with Lane Ellenberg from Big Brother. So those are like the only couple Survivor people I know. I mean, Survivor, Big Brother people I know. But yeah, these new day Big Brother people, I just get what impression from other people from the page and like Twitter and stuff like that. But
I love Rachel.
You do?
She's the redhead, right?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Redhead.
I couldn't stand her on Big Brother.
She's so fucking extra, dude.
She went on twice and won the second time around, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch her show either. I watched a little bit of it actually. I'm lying. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to be reunited with her. I was at her wedding when she got married to Brendan. Like that was in 2013, but I haven't talked to her really since. So it'd be cool to like kind of reconnect with her and after all these years, and the fact that we're both champions and we're both moms and all that stuff, I think that would be really cool if they were to pitch something like that. But I also think would be really cool. It'd be really hard to do, like extremely hard to do, but I think like a spouse challenge would be amazing. Like to have find somebody, like it'd have to be an all-stars because you can't find somebody to watch your kids forever. But I think maybe like a wife swap like would be awesome too. Like just cool. I think the like drama just in that, like the spouse,
that would be fun.
I think that would be really fun. And I think my husband's pretty awesome, so I'm like, I was like, you're actually probably better for TV than me because he's like way more charismatic, way more athletic, way smarter. So I think I'm like, God, I hope they like do a spouse
Amazing Race.
What's that?
You should go on Amazing Race.
Yeah. I think I've tried out for one other reality show like 10 years ago, but after that, I mean, I just lived a normal life in a small town. So
yeah, like do like another, like a version of Bloodlines, but with your significant other or your spouse. That would be cool.
I think it would be really
a lot of fights.
I think it would bring a lot of drama and a lot of I think
it would.
I think it would be insane for real.
Yeah.
You think it would break up some marriages though?
I know. Allegedly, everybody's talking about this whole all-stars thing. I'm like, I don't even want to tell my husband that like this happened. Like, I'm not gonna say anything at all. Like, half of me's like, oh hey, this girl hooked up with that guy and left her husband. But I'm like, no, I don't want to say that because then he's gonna be worried the whole time. And no, we'll just sweep that one under the rug.
I feel like though, if that happens and there's already something
for sure
in your relationship prior to going, it's like on Housewives, like the Real Housewives shows, like, oh, so and so and her husband are now getting divorced after she was on the show, and it's like, well, they probably already had problems before they went on the show, and then it just like amplified everything. So that's kind of how I feel with some of the people that went into All Stars married and
I guess you never know. I mean, and if you're away for 5 weeks and you just like have that moment where you're just like, oh, what the hell am I doing with this person? I'm not happy. Move on. But there's a lot at stake, kids and houses, and we're old now. It's not like we're 20 with like partying
a boyfriend or girlfriend.
So it's a lot scarier for sure. But I mean, as long as they're happy, I guess, like
that's true. I mean, like I said, you never know what kind of
for real
rumblings they had prior to that. Any other questions, guys?
No, I'm good. This is a good conversation.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's been so fun. And of course, for people who don't know, Carley is in our Facebook group, Challenge Unbothered. She's pretty active. She definitely interacts with us, which is awesome. We have a couple other people in there. They're not as active. We used to have somebody else in there and then they got kicked out. That's a whole story. Do you want to tell people where they can find you on social media so you can like get some followings and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. I just started doing Instagram again. I had it locked all these years, and I just started doing some like, I don't know, what do you call influencer stuff, and I've been working with some Chinese sellers trying to sell some clothes and lingerie and all this stuff. So I'm trying to get more followers. So at Carley Mundt, and then is my Instagram, and then my husband is actually starting to do tattoo work. So squid_ink_tats. He just started, so we're trying to get kind of his name out there and whatnot. So
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, for real. He just started like 2 months ago. So we're just kind of, he's in the process of learning, but he's really good for just starting, for real. So
Does he want to own his own tattoo shop or?
eventually, yeah. That's his goal, to get out of the corporate job and whatnot and do something he loves. So we're trying.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Frankie, if you ever want tattoos, man.
No, I was gonna say, because you're like 2 hours away. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's like 4, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still,
I'm
whatever.
bad
Look.
at math.
It's
Frankie,
a
I'll come and
$40
visit you.
flight in an hour. 1 hour in a plane and $40 flight. But I think there's only 3 seats on that plane, so you better.
we'll just drive. Frankie, I'll fly out to Denver to visit you, and then we'll drive a little road trip and have Carley's husband give us tattoos.
Yeah, there you
Tattoos.
go.
I want
Down.
another tattoo. So
Or if you guys want to get away from cold weather, you're all invited to come see me
Yay.
in Florida.
in Florida.
Florida. I mean, you guys can come to Maryland if you want, but there's not a whole lot to do here. At least not in my opinion. And it's expensive.
Yeah, you got
So.
crab.
Yes, I did just eat those yesterday. We had steamed
Yum.
crabs.
Yeah.
It's delicious. I eat those all the time.
Exactly.
I'm depleting the bay. I swear to God. I really should. We should stop. Like every other week, we would get like crabs. It's crazy. Well, thank you again for joining us. You know,
Yeah, thank
I'll
you. It's
put
been fun.
your social medias like in text for the video. Obviously, when it's ready, we will send you the links so you can share it everywhere. It'll be available on Spotify and YouTube. I'm trying to get it on Apple Music, but all things Apple, it's
Yeah,
always way more
complicated.
complicated than it
Yeah.
needs to be. And I hate it. I hate Apple. I hate Apple.
Yeah.
I hate Mac.
I like
Once
it.
again, as a reminder, if you guys aren't following us yet, YouTube, we're the the Unbothered Podcast. Facebook is the Challenge Unbothered. Our second group is Entertainment Unbothered, where we talk about everything else in media land outside the challenge. Instagram is the Challenge Unbothered, and Twitter, Unbothered Pod 1. Though on Twitter, the Twitter is ran by Joe, so sometimes it gets a little crazy. Because I think he just got out of Twitter jail. It's better than Facebook jail, which happens all the time.
He's
These
one
days.
together all the time.
I know, he's like the head boss of Facebook jail at this point, I swear to God. So thank you again for joining us,
Yes,
Carley.
Yes, hopefully I will. You guys will see me on TV soon.
Yes.
Hope so, yes.
Throw out a good
Hashtag we
word.
want Carley. All Stars
we want
4.
Carley.
Let's go. Let's
For real, I'm
go,
ready.
PM. Come on, Mark Long.
Yes.
Tag Mark
We'll
Long in
start a
this.
petition.
There we
We're
go.
gonna get you on there.
We're on change.org.
All
Start
right,
a
well,
damn
you guys have a
petition.
great day, and
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Of course,
you so much.
absolutely.
Dude,
Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Bye, everyone.
bye.
Bye.